Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm playing Roblox chess. This is a good excuse to play some normal chess, but don't worry, there's still lots of variants for me to play on chess.com. Like, I know a lot of you guys have asked for anti-chess. But anyways, let's dive into Roblox chess. My goal is to win 3 games. Let's get started with game number 1. And normally that would lead to a cutscene where I start fading out of the screen, but this time I actually have to challenge people, so you standing around, let's play a classic game. Let's keep it to 3 minutes, nice and short and sweet. All right, I think we've challenged him. I'm not sure. Let's challenge you as well. Classic game, 3 minutes is probably fine. Oh, and we've been paired, nice. All right, we get the white pieces for the first round, and I'll go ahead and overlay the board. I get to move first, so obviously I'm gonna play a London system. Also, it's kind of funny, we're playing out here in the sky. Like, not sure what kind of spectral chess this is, but we are miles above the ground. Okay, we're met with f6, never move Freddy the f-pawn, but our opponent decides to anyways. We'll play bishop to f4. Normal London system, even though we've been met with this funky move. I'm sure we'll find a time to punish it later, or, okay, our time is now, cool. We get a free pawn on e5. Okay, we get the recapture, and then we'll take back. Now we just have to make sure there's no funny checks along this diagonal that could pick up the free bishop, but we should be fine besides that. Okay, we get queen to g5, threatening the bishop, but also dropping the c7 pawn, I believe. And it doesn't look like there's any traps associated with that, so we'll go ahead and take it. Nice. We're up 2 pawns already, which is great. Look at me, handsome as always. Yes, I don't know if this is a chinchilla or a hamster. I think it's a chinchilla, but I'm not totally sure. It's from a very dumb meme that I saw. Anyways, we get knight to c6. We'll go ahead and develop the knight, and basically punish the queen for having developed so early. Normally, if the queen comes out too early, unless it's part of the Scandinavian or another pre-planned opening, usually you can target it and at the same time develop your own pieces, so gaining your tempo in the opening. And the queen is gone. Nice. That's another thing. If you're a slightly lower rated player, there's also a possibility or a risk that you hang the queen if you develop her a little bit too early. We get pawn to d5, which is free as well. There I go, breaking my own rules, taking the pawn on d5 with my queen. But I think that's the important part of knowing the rules, is you know how to break them as well. We might even be able to find a checkmate here in the near future. Bishop e4 check is actually quite annoying. We'll play pawn to c3 to block it and counterattack the bishop. And in the perfect world, I could get like a long castle checkmate here. That would be like spectacular. So I'm gonna play this slightly weird looking move, play the knight to a3, and I'd kind of like to play, I don't know, knight g5, then queen f7, when the king moves to d8, long castle, checkmate. Well, I guess my opponent could block with the knight, but it's in the spirit of a long castle checkmate. Okay, nice. Our opponent actually taking advantage of the fact that our queen is in the center, playing knight to f6, hitting the queen. We still have 2 minutes on the clock, so plenty of time to think. Let's move the queen. Not even sure. I guess let's just move her back to d2. It seems like a decently safe square. It is kind of like undeveloping our queen, but she's safer on d2, and we have plenty of development that we still need to do, including castling. Okay, we get knight to e4, which hits the queen, but it moves a piece twice, and that's also frowned upon in the opening. And we're going to try to punish that now by playing queen to e3, pins the knight to the uncastled king, and threatens to win the knight outright. So bishop to f5 does defend the knight, which is awesome, but we're going to play now knight to d2. So we like to stack attackers on that knight because it's pinned. Oh, is that pre-moved? Can we pre-move in this game? That's kind of crazy if we can. Let's take, and let me see if I can pre-move the recapture. Oh, I couldn't. Okay, so there's no pre-moves. My opponent just played that very quickly. We'll go ahead and take back the bishop. We've now won the bishop, and the king is in check. There's no more ideas of long castle checkmate, which is kind of devastating, but we'll go ahead and finish up our development, probably castle kingside, and then wrap up this game. Okay, rook to e8, but we have this check. So we don't actually have to address the fact that the queen is under attack, if we can deliver check. Go ahead and take that with the queen, delivering check, and then we have forced mate on f7. Sweet, I love that there's victory music. That's awesome. I get celebrated. Okay, that's game number 1. And let's head back to the lobby and see if we can find somebody else who wants to play. All right, we're back in the lobby. I guess I should just start challenging anybody. Hey, you want to play a game? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. He left as soon as I tried to challenge him. Okay, how about, oh, you're running around too much. I can't stop you. Aha! I think I already challenged this guy, but... Oh, I've been challenged. Cool, by some guy called Atomico. He's a little sandwich. Actually, not even a sandwich. He's just a piece of bread. Oh, it's pawns. What is this? I've accepted a game to Pawn War? Okay, let's play Pawn War. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Is he going to move? He does. Okay, so this is an endgame. I didn't expect to play this today. The whole point was to play normal chess and not variants, but okay, here we are. We'll go ahead and play, let's play d6. And I think the first thing I'd like to do is just develop my king. Sooner I can develop my king, the more active he'll be, and the more likely I'll be in the right place at the right time to take a bunch of pawns. Because if you think about it, the strongest piece in an endgame like this is your king. Your king is definitely your strongest piece. So we're going to use him as such. Also, he's in minimal, if any, danger when you're just playing against a bunch of pawns. So the goal of this is activate your king, create a pawn structure with minimal weaknesses, and then as soon as you can, create a passed pawn. Passed pawn meaning there's no pawns in the way. So for example, if we got rid of this pawn and this pawn, my h7 pawn would be a passed pawn because there's nobody in front of him and there's nobody next to him that could stop him. Okay, we get pawn to f4. Let's play e5, and what I'd kind of like is for him to capture so that I can recapture, and then we have a pawn majority. Okay, you know what? A free pawn is even better. By pawn majority, I meant that there's 3 pawns versus 2 pawns, which is kind of what you see here, except I have an extra pawn here on f4 because we didn't have a fair trade. Okay, I'll take on g3 as well. Looks like we might be in here for a outside pass pawn, so we'll start creating that. h5, we'll play g5, then h4, and then it's 2 versus 1, which is a passed pawn. Okay, we'll play king to e6. It seems my opponent has no interest in developing the king, which is kind of a shame. Oh, there we go. Just in time. We'll play f5, look for this trade, and then we can have a true 2 versus 1, which guarantees a passed pawn for me. Great. We'll take back, and we'll see if my opponent plays for opposition here. He doesn't, so we'll go ahead and dive into g4 so that our king now protects the passed pawn, right? Normally that passed pawn, you would just kind of let it be captured by the enemy king so that your king can run to the other side of the board and grab all of these free pawns. But since he seems more interested in running to this side of the board, and that is really quite a long journey, I'll go ahead and take this pawn and promote. I'm kind of assuming that this is Pawn Wars in its most classical form, where it's, you know, if you make it to the other side, you actually do promote. It would be a real shame to find out that this variant was different somehow. But I can't imagine it is. I mean, Pawn Wars is just so popular. I remember in camp, I used to play it a lot with my kids, especially those that were a little bit intimidated by chess at the beginning because there's so much stuff to learn, like all these rules, and they're just getting started. We'll see if we can promote. Sweet! We'll take that queen. Okay, that was not checkmate, but I guess you win by pawn promotion. I always told my kids that you have to play for checkmate, right? Because if you promote first, but your opponent promotes right behind, that's not really fair. You guys still have a lot of chess to play. Anyways, apparently here, pawn promotion equals victory. So sweet. We get win number 2. Let's head back to the lobby and see who wants to play. Who wants to play the Mighty Mouse? Aha. You, my friend. You standing in the middle. Surely you would like a game. Oh, okay, that guy disappeared. I'm not sure if that's who I challenged. Let's challenge. This guy is, oh my goodness. What is that a cat with arms coming out of it? Or is that 2 different players? I can't tell. Did I challenge you already? Oh, I definitely want to challenge you. Come here, I want to play. No, don't tell me you're VIP. Come here, let's play a game. Yes, yes, play me. No, he left. Oh my goodness, there's no pairing system. There's just Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. Let's play Uncle Ben from Spider-Man. Surely Uncle Ben would like a game. I'm just gonna challenge everybody. Somebody challenged me to a match. Hopefully it's normal chess. Hopefully it's normal chess. Sweet, it is, and we get the white pieces. Awesome. So obviously he must have accepted my challenge because we're playing 3-2, I believe. Anyways, we're gonna start with that normal d4. Okay, we're met with d5. Bishop to f4. It seems my opponent might actually, you know, play a little bit of chess. Okay, c5. Okay, definitely plays a little bit of chess. We'll play e3. I haven't fully gotten over the fact that we're just... Oh, look, the moon is over there. The fact that we're just in the sky. But anyways, knight to c6. We'll play c3. This is theory so far. This is normal London opening theory. Okay, f6 is actually a line, and there's like some crazy like g5 ideas or something. I don't even remember, to be totally honest, but there's some crazy ideas. This is actually a line. The first time I ever saw f6 against the London system, I was like, oh, this is a very high-rated, not strong opponent. But it turns out it's actually a line, and I don't actually remember what the threat is, but I'm going to play knight to f3 to cover e5. And I should probably go back and review this, but we'll learn it as we go for now. Bishop to g4 pins the knight, so e5 is still on the table. So if takes, it's not the best thing in the world for me. What if I play h3 and kick the bishop? We get the trade, the queen will recapture. After e5, takes, and then he takes full control of the center. I guess my other option is to counter pin, right? He's pinning me on f3, so I can pin him on c6. And then that takes away one of the e5 supports. So we'll go ahead and play that, bishop to b5. What's the worst that could happen? We walk straight into prep and he has some crazy line under his belt. Yeah, that's exactly the worst that could happen. That would be horrendous. There it is, queen to b6, which hits the pawn and also hits the bishop. So we'll go ahead and trade it off with check. With any luck, we have no luck. I was gonna say with any luck, the queen captures and there's not this threat anymore. But pawn recaptures. Now we have to deal with this pawn and the fact that e5 is incoming. Realistically, we're gonna have to just give up the center because I'd rather not lose this critical pawn. So let's just play b3. Let's play b3. I know that e5 is in. Oh, e5, e4 loses the knight. Oh my. Oh, he didn't play it though. Oh, thank goodness. Okay, e5 there. Takes. I have to move the bishop, right? Oh wait, no, e5 is controlled because we got rid of the knight. Never mind, we're totally okay. Never mind. All right, what if I take with the queen now? e5, I take, recapture, I move the bishop back. It's really not ideal. Okay, what if I take with the c pawn? Then I weaken this diagonal, but I guess the knight could just defend and then I castle. Seems okay. Oh, I'm down to a minute. Okay, there's not a lot of time to overthink this. We'll see what my opponent plays here. My opponent has more than 2 minutes and I'm down to almost 1. So way too much time panicking about an invisible tactic. Let's see. Okay, h5 will go ahead and develop to d2. With any luck, we can oh, I've trapped. Okay, let's play, but then the trade. I've trapped my own bishop, haven't I? Oh, I have completely. I played that way too quickly. h4 traps the bishop. All right, but I'm down to 55 seconds. I really need to just, need to just start putting moves on the board. We'll go ahead and recapture. Sure, we'll recapture. And with any luck, we can even out the time situation and start playing some creative chess. Maybe like queen to c2, looking for g6, not a bad idea. Bishop to f5, e4, takes, is mildly amusing. Fights to open up the center, because that's where the king is right now, and he is behind in development. Which doesn't really mean much here. He should still be totally winning, concretely, because a piece advantage this early in the game is not a small advantage. Okay, we get that castle. We'll go ahead and line up on the open file, well, semi-open file, threatening the c6 pawn. Okay, knight to e7 defends it. Let's try to keep pieces on the board, so get rid of that trade and threaten the bishop simultaneously. Okay, we'll move the queen to safety, out of the way. Time situation is starting to even out, but it might not be enough. Let's try to put some pressure on the queen side. That would be ideal if we could put enough pressure on the queen side so as to create a real concrete threat against the king. Because right now we have a bunch of pieces sitting over here, but there's no direct threat against the king yet. Okay, a4. I like that he's playing on this side. That means that he's actually thinking that there might be an issue. Okay, my opponent has under a minute now. Bishop to d3. If this takes, bishop recaptures. Looks like I didn't accomplish much. So let's play queen here, hit the bishop. Oh, I didn't see how much time I had. Okay, we'll take, and I have about 50 seconds. Sweet, we'll recapture. And I'm really just playing quickly here and for tricks. Okay, knight to d5, we'll push b5. We've now got a not small amount of pressure on this pawn on c6. Sorry to do the double negative there, but for emphasis, we have some decent pressure going here against the pawn. The only thing would be to watch out for a queen trade. If I get a queen trade, then I lose all the pressure in the position, and it's really not worth anything. Okay, 30 seconds for my opponent. There's even rook to a6 here if I want to take with the rook instead. Okay, rook to d6. We'll go ahead and play rook to a6. Oh, we get the free queen. Nice, because the pawn is still pinned to the king, so we do win back the queen. My opponent has 15 seconds left on the clock, and I have 50, so more than enough time to think here. No need to blunder. Let's play check with the queen. And this might be touch move. I'm not really sure. It felt like I couldn't undo that click. Anyways, we get knight to c7. We'll go ahead and take. We're now threatening to win the knight. Should the rook capture, we recapture with the other rook. Sweet. We do get the free knight with check. We'll pick up the bishop right behind it. And I feel a little bit bad because all I did was play practical chess as quickly as I could, and my opponent eventually crumbled under the pressure. But sometimes you have to play practical. So we'll get the king lift and then force the rook trade, which leaves us with a queen. Oh, I guess we'll get the free rook as well with checkmate. Nice. I love that there's music. That makes me feel amazing. Anyways, we have won all 3 games. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we will be returning to chess variants in the next episode, but I did want to take a break to play some normal chess. I saw that a few of you guys requested that. So I decided to do it in a fun way. Why not? I've never played this before. So if you guys did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing, and I will see you guys in the next one.